Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to my reading vlog for the fan fiction readathon. Our very first ever fan fiction readathon, by the way. I put this readathon together and my fellow hosts Mel Binds Fix on Instagram, Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages, and Rachel from Rachel Regen Sings are my co-hosts for this. And I am so excited to see how this readathon plays out. I started my first fic. Well, I started the first one as I was falling asleep last night, but I've been reading it for the last couple hours, and then I was like, oh, I should film an intro clip because I forgot I was going to vlog. But then I have a meeting today, which I'll talk about in a second, and so I was like, oh, well, since I'm going to get pretty, because I know I'm always pretty. Thank you. You guys are flatterers. But I mean, you know what I mean. Put my face on. I know that I'm beautiful with or without makeup. I do. But there's still a difference between filming face and like vlogging face. And y'all know this. If you've seen vlogs in the past, you know, I just give you whatever you got because I'm like, if I'm vlogging, I'm not going to make sure that I have makeup on all the time. That's just facts. It's just facts. But since I was going to, I was like, well, I'll just wait to film a clip until I get ready. Because like I said, I have a meeting. But let's talk about what I'm going to be reading for this first, and then I'll update you on my day and everything. I talked about what my TBR is in both my fan fiction announcement video as well as my November TBR. But I have 8 on my list, 7 that are like priority, but then I realized that I needed a fic that was a little bit longer if I wanted to be able to complete the bingo board. I should have just went for the 3x3. I don't need to do the 4x4 every time, but also I'm not going to be winning prizes. I already have some beautiful fics, and the prize for me is that I get to read fanfics for a whole week. I won't get to only read fanfics this week, unfortunately, because I do have some arcs that are due that I didn't have time to get to before, and they will be due like right when the readathon's over, so I need to get to those. But I think that I can get through like a fic a day, which I'll feel pretty good about because some of them are pretty short. And I never did put a one-shot on this list yet. So I'll be throwing one of those in there. I kind of want to see what other people are reading as a one-shot. And in general, you know, if you look at the prompts that I put up or you're unsure about which ships you might want to read, reading one-shots are a great way to see if you might like a ship, you know, because you can get in, get out, read it really quickly, and then you're good, you know. But this, I'll show you my flat lay. So this is what I ended up making for the flat lay. It's just pretty basic. This is where I will put my like short reviews about the ones as I finish them. And this is like, these are the books I'm going to read. These are the prompts. And then here's my board, which I'm filling in with pencil for now. Cause like some people make their bingo board ahead of time, right? Because that's what people assume you should do so that you're not, you know, floating around. But here's the thing for me. I only ever make prompts and bingo boards just because I think it's fun to help guide your reading. But usually the readathons I'm participating in are ones where like I'm hosting them, so I'm not going to be winning the prizes anyway. And so I literally just have started, now I'm going to fill in the bingo board as I complete the prompts. So it's like once I finish this first fic, I will have a bingo already. Sweet. And then anything else I fill in, it'll just be fine. But yeah, I printed out a cute little list of these are the fics I want to get to, the prompts, and then like I said, I will design this as I go. I will put the book that I finished and kind of my thoughts about it and everything. So I'm not a perfect journaler, but it is something I'm trying to get better at. Like, look, this was my October wrap up. Actually used some like washi tape for the first time. Well, not the very first time, but like trying to use it artfully instead of just putting a dash of color. I was pretty proud of myself. I was like, look at that. Look at how nice that looks. But anyway, so the first fic that I started with, I am at 70% into Come Back to Me by Palmetta Prisms. And this is my Yellowstone fic. This is my Beth and Rip fic. I think it's about 80,000 words, so not super long. And this one because all fics are, I've talked about this, all fics are technically like AU, unless they are, or alternate universe, unless they are like an epilogue of something, because that's what you're doing with a fanfic. If you perfectly liked how the author told the story, then maybe you're only writing an epilogue afterwards. That's your own imaginings, but it's still never what the author would have written. You know what I mean? So technically everything is AU, but there are some, like, you know, it means if you're really deviating. So this one is, let's see, if you know what, you know, what Yellowstone is and are caught up on it, this fic probably starts around like midway through season 1, because Beth and Walker, they have kind of this like flirty flirt that happens in season 1, and they never really fuck each other because Walker in the show like knows how Rip feels about her, and he's like, I don't need this man who already wants to kill me to want to kill me more. And then through the seasons, like Beth and Rip, like Beth decides to stay around there where she's always hasn't been able to stay around Yellowstone, but they eventually, you know, they're together in the show. So the way that this one goes like a little different is Walker is kind of our villain. He's like working with some of the bad guys in this story. So him and Beth actually like do fuck instead of just kiss. I think they kiss in the show. I don't even remember because I don't like Walker that much. I mean, I don't hate him. I think the actor's great. His character is frustrating to me. I'm definitely a Rip girl all the way. So I'm like, Beth, why are you fucking around with this loser? Like, what's going on? Anyway. So yeah, so in this, Beth actually does fuck Walker, and then Rip has this woman that he will sleep with casually sometimes because Beth is gone for long stretches of time. And so this starts off with them both hurting each other, which I do not love. I was like, what are we doing with it? But then in this one, when Lloyd and Rip go to do a job for John, Rip ends up getting hurt and stabbed, and this kind of like kicks Beth into gear, and she's like, you know what, I don't want us to have other people anymore. And Rip tells her like, I'm okay with that, I want us to be together, but you can't fuck anyone else anymore when you're mad at me. Like, I'm not going to forgive you anymore. If I see you with Walker again, like, we're done. And she's like, hey, I don't want you to be with this person. He's like, I'm never with those people when you're around. You slept with him literally to hurt me, and like, we're not going to play those games anymore. And so she's like, okay. So that's what's happening in this story, is that's kind of where we like start at. And then we see Walker, like, because him and Beth do have this relationship that's kind of unique compared to the other relationships in the show. Like, they do just like understand each other. And like after that, like first time where they have a moment in the first season, like they do just have like a friendship. It still pisses Rip off when he sees it happen in the show, but she's never like been with him. Anyway, so in this fic, there is that like tension, and Walker is purposely trying to egg Rip on. And like I said, he's working with some of their enemies to try to like fuck things up. So that's what's happening. I am enjoying it a lot, and I would finish it right now, but like I said, I have a meeting that I'm about to go to, and I also have a video that I need to edit. Tonight there's going to be a reading sprint, which, I mean, you're not going to see this to know this ahead of time, but there's going to be reading sprints on Tiffany's channel at 7 my time tonight, so that'll be great. She has the night off tonight, so that'll be fun. And then I'm going to do reading sprints on Thursday. I think Rachel's going to do them on Wednesday, and we'll probably add some more, but those are what we've committed to so far. So yeah, after this one, I don't know which fic I'm going to read next. I probably won't read again really until the reading sprints tonight because of the stuff I have to do. But I just want to show off, like, I want to start this one, and this is probably what I'll start on the fic. So this is one that I have to read the physical copy for because Mel made this for me. This is a Cedric and Hermione fic. And Cedric is injured in this one, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm always scared when I like crack these, but I know it'll be fine, but still. So this one's going to be amazing. But this one is on fanfic.net, so I can't download it to my Kindle. Like, it's not a possibility to do that. So I have to read the physical copy. So I want to start that now so that if it takes me a while, I get to it. Because this is pretty big. This one is, hold on. This one is 750 pages as Mel has it bound. And let's see the word count for this one. Yeah, this one is a 370,000 word one. So this one will count for my 300K supernova. So that's awesome. I don't know even if any of my other fics like hit the 200K superstar, which I think I need. Well, I think I only need the 300K supernova to be able to fill out the board. We'll have to see. But yeah, this is probably what I will start tonight. So yeah, I'm also about to take a picture of my fics because I need to take a picture for Instagram. So I have them laid out here. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of the plan so far. So what is this meeting that I keep hinting at? Okay. So I finally am meeting with an accountant. Those of you who have been watching my self-employment journey, or you know that I do this full time, that's something that, like, in the beginning of this, I didn't even think about because I didn't know how long lasting it would be, or if this would be like a legitimate thing for me that was going to pay my bills, right? Like, we had no idea. But it is now. It's working. We're into the 7th month of this happening. So I was like, I need to meet with an accountant like before tax time because I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track. Because I'm so small, there are some things that you would normally do for your small business that I haven't done yet. I will hopefully get on them next year, but I want to make sure that I'm okay this year. So I've done a lot of research on my own. I fully believe in that. I like to be prepared going into this, but I also want to hear from a professional and make sure that the things that I found are applicable to North Dakota and that that's going to be good. But I did already start an LLC for myself. I did that about a month or so ago. So I have that like started. And then like I do itemize all of my expenses for the business side of it, and I have that well, but like I don't have a separate, credit card and account. That's my business account. Again, that's something that I would look into doing next year. But for me, like I just keep a spreadsheet of all of it, which that's something that I did at my previous job. Like that's something that I did for my boss. So like I know that part of that is right. Like when I'm buying gifts for patrons, when I'm buying supplies, and then, percentages of my like phone bill and my electricity and internet, those things can all work towards this. So yeah. But anyway, I have my cute like business notebook here, and I'm just going to write down any questions I have ahead of time. And then we'll see. This person that I found in my area, she works with small businesses, and it says she like charges based on like your size and like what is doable for you, because she wants to foster good small businesses, which I was like, oh, that's great. Because some of the places I'm looking at, they're all like, we're $100 an hour, and all this. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm nervous about that, but we'll see how it is. But anyway, this is a long enough clip for the beginning. But yeah, I hope that you had a great fanfiction readathon, and I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm really keyed into how everyone else is doing. Like, one of the things that I'm an absolute slut for, I said it, is getting other people's recommendations. Like, I know there's people who are reading in all different fics. I've already seen someone have one for Victoria, which makes me very excited. And there's ones for, the Vampire Diaries and Stranger Things that I'm really interested in. So I'm excited about those. But anyway, I've talked long enough for a first clip. I'll check back in with you later. Hi guys, it is day 2, and today is the opposite of yesterday. It's a no makeup day today. But it was time to do an update. Oh my gosh. Maurice's has these really cool sweaters that are built to be an off the shoulder. Like, they literally have a short seam on this side, but like they gape so much. I mean, I'm wearing this like deep sports bra under it, but still, it's annoying. Oh, I need to go change my laundry over too, I just realized. But let me do this clip first. So, day 2, we'll try not to be as long-winded as I was. Yesterday, made good progress. And then we had a reading sprint last night. We're gonna do a reading sprint today and tomorrow as well. Probably at some point through the whole thing, we'll switch off doing reading sprints because they're really fun. So I finished Come Back to Me, which was the Beth and Rip one. And I gave it 4 stars, but it was probably more of like a 3. There was nothing wrong with how it was written. It's just that, like, how do I put this? It was telling stuff that I didn't really care about, if that makes sense to you. Like, the stuff that this author chose to focus on, I would have liked us to have more of like a further on in their relationship, or be a little more like AU, like tell a bit of a different story or something. And this one was basically, like I said, kind of just reworking stuff that happened in season 1 and 2 and just doing that differently. So it wasn't badly written, it wasn't super long, so it was a good one, but I definitely would be interested in more of like an AU tale set in Yellowstone with Beth and Rip than this one was. So then when we had our reading sprints, I did start Finding Himself. Now, I did read quite a bit, although it won't look like it. This is going to be my like reading sprint book because it's the physical one. So I read 126 pages of this, but that's only like a fifth of it because, as I think I said, this has 740 pages in it. But this is really good. Sorry, I'll show you the picture of it again. I'm reading Finding Himself. I took off the beautiful book cover that Mel put on there. So this one is starting with Goblet of Fire, when Cedric and Harry are competing in the Triwizard Cup, but instead of Cedric being killed, he gets paralyzed. So the very beginning of this, it starts right in the action, which is great. Like, him and Harry are in the maze. Harry has saved him. Cedric is like, you take the cup. And Harry is like, let's do it together. Beautiful moment. They go through. They see what they see. They're able, Harry urges him to go back. So Cedric takes the cup and goes back. And, you know, that's supposed to mean that he's won. And so everyone's like, yeah, I won. And he's trying to be like, Dumbledore, I need Dumbledore. And to convince them that, like, they need to go back in. And he makes the choice to, like, when Dumbledore and McGonagall and a couple other teachers are going to go through, Cedric grabs on and goes with. And so he goes again, and Dumbledore's like, of course Dumbledore doesn't say this, but he's like, what the fuck are you doing, kid? Get out of the, like, get over here. And so he does that. But when they are leaving, or maybe he doesn't even get out of there, Lucius Malfoy curses him. Now, if you don't know this, which is totally fine because I need to be reminded of it, they're cousins, which isn't a surprise because pure blood wizards are usually part of, like, the, you know, is it the Sacred 48, or maybe that's from a different thing? I don't know, but there's only, is it only 8? I can't remember. There's only so many, like, purebred families left, and so, you know, that's why, like, the Blacks and the, you know, like, Malfoy, like, they're all related somehow, because if they want to keep it pure, they have to intermarry between those. Anyway, so, you know, Lucius is, like, cousins with, I think it's Lucy Amos, and so he's cursed him with this curse that is supposed to paralyze him within, like, a day, and they're able to stop it and slow it down, but they're not able to end it. And so they're able to keep it condensed in his spine, but he cannot walk. He can use a wheelchair, or they fitted him with these braces and crutches so that he can walk. And they're like, he, you know, has a lot of pride. Like, he's this very tall, strong young man, and he's been crippled. But they tell him, you know, and even using his, like, braces, he feels very, like, you know, he's not elegant, he's not graceful with them, but they tell him, they're like, if you don't, you know, keep up your strength, like, you'll lose everything faster. So where we're at in the story now, because he's at St. Mungo's through the summer, and Hermione's being kept at the Grimmauld place to keep her safe, because Voldemort is back. Like, so everything else is proceeding the same, except Cedric lived. And now he's someone that they're trying to discredit as well, because he's been paralyzed by this situation, and he's, you know, the son of a prominent family. So it isn't just the little orphan Harry Potter that Fudge is trying to discredit. Like, they're trying to discredit, you know, a whole family, right? So Hermione happens to go and visit him, and they kind of start a friendship. Now because he's alive, like he's still dating Cho, so I'm at a point where like he hasn't broken up with Cho yet, but he's realizing that he has a lot more in common with Hermione and that he really likes her. So where I'm at, he's just heading, like they've been writing letters back and forth a little bit, and nobody really knows like how good of friends that they are. I also really like it because he's so intelligent and kind, and he never is like blaming Harry for anything. Not that he would, but like, you know, Harry being the self-sacrificing, you know, git who likes to beat himself up about everything, he wants to take all the blame for what happened, and Cedric is like, that is dumb. You didn't do anything to me. Lucius Malfoy did. Voldemort did. You don't need to take on any more guilt. Like, this already sucks. I don't need you looking at me like you've ruined my life. You know, he's like, I'm alive. This happens to people, you know, it happens to people. So I'm really liking it. And I like that the author, I love how Mel does the end notes in a physical thing. She literally does nice little end notes down here, which are really cool. And the author's very clear that she's like, this is a disability, but it isn't a disease. Like, this was a curse. So, you know, she's still being very sensitive around people with disability. And again, speaking from my perspective, but I have read quite a few. I'd love to hear what some of my friends feel like. I don't know if Avery ever finished this book, but I know that it was one that she was looking into. But this isn't a disease. This was a curse. And so, you know, there's not quite the same delicacy talking about what happened to him, but there is still, you know, there's people who try to be talked down to him because he's in a chair or because he has his crutches or whatever, but he's still a very proud, strong wizard, and he doesn't take no shit. So that's where I'm at with that. It's going well. The book that I'm going to be reading like during the day today, if I get to it, because I do have a lot to do, it might be the same that I don't get back into this until reading sprints tonight, because I need to edit my Yellowstone video, which is a big endeavor. Like, I have a lot to do with that. And then I have some more books that I need to list in my shop. And yeah, I just have some errands to do today. And then I have the gym with my workout buddy. And yeah, so that's everything. But I'm enjoying it so far. Let me show you my bingo board so far. And it's really cute. So just for doing that one, I was able to fill in 3. I'm going to fill it in with color, like once I decide where everything goes. So I did post a review for the Yellowstone one, and then that one was a no wizards allowed and a broken screen. So I have 5 of these filled in already. And then see, I added over here, come back to me. I gave it 4 stars and it was a 2.5 on the spice scale. So that's how that's looking. Look, this clip was still almost 10 minutes. So I will be back tomorrow with more of how everything's going. Hello. Well, I did not film a clip yesterday. Today is day 4 of the readathon. It is Friday, and I've had a really busy morning / afternoon already. And the goal for today, it is the goal. We shall see if I complete it, but the goal is to complete Finding Himself. I've made a little more progress. I think I'm about a third of the way in, maybe less. About a third of the way in. I'm on page 226 out of 746, and I'm really liking it, but I keep being distracted, and I don't know if I'll be able to read fic the entire 7 days. You know, like, I made this readathon 7 days because I wanted people to have the time to read some of the bigger fics within the 7 days, but I am looking at my schedule for November, and I have so many arcs and like Patreon books that I have to read, but I don't know if I'll be able to take my sweet time with that, so we'll see. But for sure I want to finish Finding Himself because that will knock off quite a few more prompts for me. And then I did start the Hellion and Veronica fic, The Long Way Home, I think, and I'm enjoying that one quite a bit, so I might want to try to finish that, but I don't know. So this morning I needed to run to Costco, I thought my medicine was going to be ready, but apparently it's not yet. I mean, usually they call me, but it also had been 2 days, but I guess like I had to get it reapproved by my doctor to get filled again. So yeah, I had to wait for that. But I ended up picking up some fruit, and then I picked up a crumble cookie, and then I ordered the next set of trope cards from Lila Junko. Those just went live on her Etsy. So this one's volume 4. I'm very excited to get that in the mail. This one has cowboy romance, billionaire, opposites attract, prep school romance, which I don't read too many of those, but some people do. So yeah, very excited. I'm obsessed with these trope cards. They are the best for photos and for just they're so aesthetically pleasing to me. I love them so much. So yeah. Also, I have in most of the stuff for my Christmas cards that I'm going to be doing for my members and patrons, and I'm very excited to start doing those. So, I'm going to post a form pretty soon where they can put in their info, and I'm going to send everyone a Christmas card. But I also have a couple fun little things to put in them. And those came in yesterday, and I'm so excited. They're so cute. It's so much fun. So yeah, it's been a really good week so far. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I did reading sprints yesterday, which was cool. And otherwise, that's kind of it. I'm redesigning some of my merch right now. I released merch like over a year ago, and people don't buy merch all the time. But one of the things I want to do as like a benefit for Patreon is to have like a merch code for them, so like they can order stuff if they want. But I've gotten a lot better at like designing stuff. Like I just have. My graphic design skills have upped a lot, just making thumbnails and making like Instagram art and stuff. And so I just wanted to try my hand at designing some stuff again. And so I'm redesigning some things. I'm planning to do a relaunch, hopefully by December if it works out good, so that people can order those for Christmas if they want to, or even, and then like in the new year, have that as like a benefit for patrons and everything, that they're able to order from it. So I redid my nails yesterday too. I really like this one. They're really cute. So yeah, but that's kind of what's been going on. I don't have a finished book update, so that's why I'll check in once I finish another book, and then we'll be able to gush about that. So yeah, I'm going to get back into reading. We'll talk soon. Hi. So, yeah, it's Sunday now. The clip I filmed yesterday didn't take. I had a weird glitch and like exited out, but I thought it had saved what I recorded. Sorry, my hair's fuzzy. But I just went to like add the clip to the vlog that I've recorded so far, and it was gone. So that was frustrating because it was a really nice clip that I just filmed, and it's gone. I had a little mini book haul in it too, because I got my Dark and Disturbed box. But anyway, let's update you on what I'm doing. I'm actually just made breakfast. It was a time change, so I was definitely up a lot earlier than I thought that I was. So yeah, I made myself a 1 egg omelet with peppers and onions and cheese, and then half a cup of hash browns. It smells so good. I'm about to eat that. I have my boba tea. Which I think I shared. I was able to buy this at Target. It's really freaking cool. And yeah, I'm going to finish finding himself. I mean, I say that every clip I show up in, but we're on the downward side of it now. I have 300 pages left. But we're going to get through it. my goal is to get that done before I like do anything else today. I also am about 25% into the Hellion and Veronica fic, but I'm just going to finish that probably after the readathon because, as I've shared, I have some other things that I need to get into. So while I was working on my sewing project, I started A Court of Frost and Starlight because I needed an audiobook to read, and I have the live show for that next Saturday because we're only doing 2 weeks to read this novella so that we give people a really long chunk of time to read Kingdom of Ash, as well as like there's the holidays and everything. And then we'll only have 4 books left after this, which is crazy. We have Kingdom of Ash, we have there's 4 left. There's Kingdom of Ash, Crescent City, and then, Kingdom of Ash, Court of Silver Flames. Or do we start Crescent City next? Dude, I can't even remember my schedule. Either way, I know that there's Kingdom of Ash, Crescent City 1 and 2, and Silver Flames that we haven't got to. So whichever order we're supposed to do that in, that's what we have left. I don't know, my brain's not working to tell me what we're doing. But anyway, we're getting there. So anyway, Finding Himself is going really good. Things are progressing with Hermione and Cedric. Things are starting to get physical. Cedric is helping her work through some of her shame that she has about being physical with him. She is worried about what he thinks of her, and it's actually like really cute because he's like, why would I think anything badly of you? I like you. I like what we're doing together. And he's just really like helping her work through some issues, which I really like. At the same time, Umbridge is being horrible and I hate her. I hate her so bad. Yep. So anyway, I'll check back in later, either when I finish this fic or tomorrow when we wrap it up. I don't know, but I'm going to eat this beautiful food and then work on getting this fic finished. And then I'm going to work on my sewing project. I was organizing my fabric, which I have more than I thought. There's some that I had just bought, but then I had like this already, and I had some of these scraps that I buy when I find them on sale. And then these are the ones that like I've already cut pieces off of it. And there's my cute little baby sewing machine that I bought. It's so cute. I love it. And yeah, I may see, that's the thing that I'm like luring over myself. I want to go to Joann Fabrics and buy actually some Harry Potter fabric because I'm making something for my nieces using these fun fabrics. And so I want to go pick up some of those. So that's going to be my reward. If I can finish this before they close today, which is not until this evening, then I can go and pick those out. I mean, otherwise I can just do it tomorrow, but I want to do it today, so yeah. But anyway, that's enough of a clip. Ooh, I'm going to eat this breakfast before it gets cold, and I'll check back in with you later. Hopefully this clip saved. Hi, so I'm sitting in a different location. I don't film from this spot much. I am sitting at my sewing machine. So this readathon vlog kind of went all around. I finished reading Finding Himself yesterday, and I gave it 4 stars. I did enjoy it quite a bit. My issue actually came in near the end of this, because there was the use of a miscarriage to kind of further plot. And that was kind of tough for me. It was kind of tough for me. And especially the way that the pregnancy came about and the loss of pregnancy came about was just, I don't know what this author was doing with that, and I didn't really feel super comfortable with that. So also this was extremely long. It's almost as long as Order of the Phoenix itself. But I did really love this pairing, and I would absolutely read, like I would absolutely read it again. So I'm looking forward to reading more Cedric and Hermione. I'd love to find some of that. But I definitely understand why this fic is a lot of people's faves, because it is very well written, very well written. That's just a personal trigger of mine. A lot of my, you know, longtime viewers know that. It isn't, it's so hard to describe without the whole story, but I don't think that the way it's portrayed will put off many people. I really feel like this is pretty specific to me, but I do know some of my followers also have issues with that, so of course I still wanted to share. But I don't think that this fic author is bad or did something super egregious. It just, I don't feel like it was necessary. I don't know, but it's not my story, so like what I think is necessary is a moot point. I just end up not loving it. I also knew it was going to be a hard sell for me that they're both still at Hogwarts. I don't really enjoy reading like high school stories, and like that's what this is. They're 16 and 18. They have to like listen to other people about themselves all the time. And it's even weird because like it's not a secret relationship. Everyone knows they're together, but they still have to be secret about any like affection that they show. And I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm in a weird spot with it. I enjoyed it a lot, but it was a lot. It was very long. I do feel like I still want to read the second part at some point, so I'm not closing that down by any means. I would absolutely read more. So definitely would read more of it. So yeah. But anyway, today I am, like I said, working on a sewing project, and then tonight is the live show. I am working on some gifts for Christmas. I know I shared this, and yesterday I successfully made this zippered book sleeve, which I'm still going to add, like I'm going to add a button or a clasp here because this like flops open more than I want it to. But this is a zippered pouch. Really the only mistake that I made is that I didn't get this fuzz tucked in, but it shouldn't get caught in the zipper. See, like this is how it's supposed to look. And I sewed one of them on the wrong way, but everything else turned out amazing. This is the first time I've sewed in years, but this is the first time I've sewed anything with a zipper, and I love it. So I'm going to put some coloring books in this and like a crayons in it, and this is going to be for one of my nieces. Yes, they both love Harry Potter, even though they are 6 and 8. So yeah, this is one for one of my nieces. And then the one I'm making today is going to have this pattern. And with this one, I'm actually going to have a pocket that just like, it's gonna have this color on the outside, but so you can see it. I'm gonna have the pocket kind of sit within it because I don't want it to be as big as that one was. And also I have, you know, this tiny little sewing machine, and it did a valiant job with this. Like, it did great. But when I was sewing this seam on the inside, it had to go through 6 layers of fabric, and it was a lot for the poor little dear. Like, it definitely broke my thread a couple times, and I'm afraid of like busting a needle. Like, luckily I didn't bend the needle. Like, I was nervous about it because like this is the little sewing machine that could, but still it does have its limits. It does have its limits. But I'm so proud of this. Like, seriously, I'm so proud of this. And like, it's so cool. It looks so professional. And I just love it. So yeah, so I'm going to be working on the other one. And then what I'm reading. So last night when I was starting this, because this did take me almost 3 hours between cutting the fabric and planning this out. And I did find a YouTube tutorial that I watched. That tutorial was actually for an iPad zippered case. But it was basically the same thing because I needed to know how to put a zipper in. I did not know how to make it look like this and look so fabulous. So anyway, but I started listening to The Longing of Lone Wolves, which is on my TBR for November, and I wasn't going to start another fic because I needed an audiobook, and like I said, I needed to really focus on what I was doing. But I loved it. The audiobooks for this series by Lana Perzicek, I cannot pronounce that name, are on Anyplay FM, so that's great. And I actually finished the first book while I was doing some prep this morning. And so I started book 2, which is The Solace of Sharp Claws. So that's what I'm listening to. But I just wanted to come in and wrap this up and say a huge thank you to everyone who's participated. I hope you found some fanfic you loved. I hope you like this. Let me know if you participated, what your favorite book was, or fic that you read, and if you would participate again, because we will definitely do this again next year if everyone loved it. I can't promise you that it will be sooner than next year because I have a lot of readathons that I do throughout the year, and they're a lot of work. But if people loved this enough, I will definitely prioritize it in the readathons I do next year. Because I definitely love being able to set aside some time to read fic. But yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will have another fanfic recommendation video coming soon because now I've read some more and I had some that I hadn't been able to put in a video yet. And I will do that soon. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.